We've compiled all the best dashcam footage and road rage into one chillingly funny video. Every minute of dashcam chaos like this is a reminder for us all to buckle up and stay in our lanes, unless it's necessary to corner and roll. If you have ever witnessed a similar heart-stopping moment, please share your story in the comments section. Maybe you will help someone drive more safely today. Incredibly, he escaped, and no other vehicles were involved in what could have been a very serious accident. The woman sitting behind the bike tried to wave goodbye to her friend, but unexpectedly slipped and landed lightly as a feather. But her expression was as if she had just had an emergency landing. Why am I so afraid of driving behind a logging truck? Maybe because every little shake of a log makes my heart drop like in an action movie? On the steep slope like a mountain wall, the pink Hino suddenly lost its brakes. The wheels skidded on the sloping road, the screeching sound echoed through the valley, and the whole car started to slide backwards, in a moment when everyone held their breath. The giant truck lost its balance in just a few seconds, flipped over, slid across the road, leaving burnt tire marks in a moment that made anyone who witnessed it shudder. The Yashi slowly crept through the deadly curves of Sitinjau Lawik, a road where even a moment of distraction could cost you dearly. Go slow, because here speed is not a virtue, it is a sentence. Oh! Tuesday's torrential rains sent floodwaters down the dry Arroyo Chamiso River in Santa Fe. In a slippery curve, the truck suddenly tilted sharply. All the goods were thrown out into the middle of the road. In just a moment of losing control, that road turned into a place to test the bravery of every driver. A deer suddenly crossed the curve, blocking the driver's view. The car braked suddenly, skidding on the wet road. It was a near disaster. At the Vokzalnaya, Sidorenko intersection, the road suddenly turned into a river after a water main burst. Cars stalled, pedestrians struggled in the rushing water. The familiar road suddenly turned into a dangerous maze in just a few minutes. On the windy highway, the sign was whipped by the wind so much that it danced wildly in each gust, as if it wanted to blow the car off the lane. From Salah's dashcam, the curve appeared to be a narrow, sharp abyss with no room for error. A troop of long-tailed monkeys rushed out into the middle of the road, climbed onto the car, and fought over the food. The scene seemed fun, but was also potentially dangerous. Just one moment of panic from the driver could turn the whole street into chaos. When we said the woods really come alive during a storm here, we weren't kidding. In St. Malo, high tides swallow the Pipari slide. Waves surge up onto the road, swirling around the wheels. The coastal road can disappear underwater in the blink of an eye. Snow fell heavily during the afternoon rush hour. Cars lined up on the slippery road, brakes failed, visibility was blurry. Look at the thick pollen from the pine trees along the road. Every time the wind blows, it creates a yellow haze that obscures your vision. On that road, just a sneeze or a momentary blink of the eyes can cause an accident. As the Tonga tsunami struck the California coast, its massive waves rolled over Pacifica, engulfing the coastal road. In that moment, the road disappeared under the white-capped water, leaving behind a scene both majestic and terrifying. In Pacifica, the storm toppled trees, crushed cars, and tore down power lines. A familiar road turned into a chaotic mess, with every step fraught with danger. On I-40 at Old Fort Mountain, mud and debris from the mountainside rolled onto the road, sending cars skidding and spinning hopelessly. In California, coastal erosion is causing the edge of the coastline to collapse into the sea. Just a meter more and the road could disappear without a trace. Too dangerous. Strong winds swept through Iowa, knocking down large trees along the road. Floods engulf Volos, Greece, turning streets into raging rivers, with cars floating in the murky water. Every street is now a hidden trap where the pavement could disappear at any moment.
Σίγουρα έχει φτάσει στους 80 πόντους με το μπορεί και...
On the 3rd of November 2011, a tsunami struck Japan, sweeping away homes and roads in just minutes. The scene left the world wondering, are humans ever truly safe from the power of nature? On the DEA 8 motorway, the snow is so white that the road surface is slippery like ice. Drive slowly and keep your distance. Even a second of distraction can cost you dearly. Have you ever driven in a snowstorm? Share your experience in the comments section. Oh my God! A giant truck is stuck in the middle of a sticky road disaster. Look, hundreds of deer suddenly crossed Highway 76 inches Branson, forcing traffic to a complete stop. The way this truck turns with such a large load is amazing. A giant iceberg covered a river in Ukraine, overflowing onto the coastal road. The sign for the Oak Glen Steakhouse Saloon tilted in the mud, the road ahead almost completely buried. Each slide of mud was a reminder that the ground here could turn into a death trap at any moment. Hurricane Helene ripped through the east coast of the United States, sweeping away cars and destroying coastal roads. Once bustling roads were reduced to broken tire tracks amid debris and mud. Oh no! A reckless driver ran a red light in the middle of a Sarasota intersection just a split second before another car slammed into the passenger side. In the video of the earthquake in Taiwan, the ground shook violently as the gym collapsed in just seconds. People ran away in panic, leaving behind a scene of disaster. On a winding coastal highway in China, a tsunami suddenly struck, rolling over the guardrails and sweeping away everything in its path. In an instant, the winding road turned into a raging maelstrom with no way out. In Oak Glen, California, floods and mudslides turned roads into muddy rivers, trapping cars, downing power lines, and turning every corner into a death trap amid the chaos. Right in the middle of the flooded road, a giant whirlpool suddenly formed, swirling water and sucking everything into the center of the vortex. The seemingly normal road suddenly turned into a funnel of death, where one wrong step back could lead to being swallowed up. At Yellowstone, a huge herd of bison crossed the intersection, blocking the road. Each heavy stride made the road shake. Sarah Bacon captured footage of the Mountain Drive slide as a section of road broke off beneath curious passersby in the hills above Montecito on Monday. At night on a deserted country road, visibility is swallowed by darkness. Every curve or pothole can be a surprise trap, so drive slowly, because here, a small mistake can cost the whole journey. In the middle of a deserted road, a car had a serious accident. The engine was smoking and the driver was injured and lying motionless. The seemingly peaceful road suddenly became a place of life and death, where even the slightest problem could lead to disaster. In the middle of the Australian outback, the road is eerily empty, and suddenly, there is a person standing in the middle of the path. In that place, with no signal, no light, just one wrong decision can turn the trip into a nightmare with no way out. On an icy Oregon road in 2022, hail and ice storms turned the road surface into a slippery mirror. Cars lost control en masse, skidding like they were on ice, proving that winter can turn any road into a deadly trap. Remember those rainy days in Texas when the rain poured down? The streets turned into rivers and cars swam in the rushing water? What if that rain came back today? Would the road you were on still be as safe as you thought? A dark shadow rushed across, a screeching sound of brakes. That dangerous moment had really happened, causing the whole road to freeze in shock. What happened to the BMP-3 with serial number 132? The moment a half-ton truck crashed straight into a giant moose, the collision dented the steel frame and shattered the glass, leaving a haunting scene of the most dangerous animal on North American highways. In the middle of a dark bridge, an alligator writhed under the flashlight as a group of bogans rushed to tease the dangerous and barbaric moment that sent chills down the spines of viewers. Before I could understand what was happening, the giant elephant rushed out into the middle of the road, used its trunk to hit my truck, causing it to flip over, a terrifying moment that I will never forget. Look! A herd of cows was moving slowly, blocking the way, causing chaos and danger just one late brake call away. The rhino suddenly went crazy, charging straight into the zoo manager's car with such force that the car was lifted and flipped over, leaving a terrifying moment in the middle of a safari park in Germany. A cow was electrocuted. The young man saved its life by risking his own. Two giant hippos charged into each other in the water, roaring loudly and splashing water, creating a fierce and dangerous moment. In Estes Park, a moose suddenly charged and rammed into a truck, creating an extremely dangerous moment. The rhino suddenly charged into the front of the car. The impact made the driver stop in a terrifying moment. The deer suddenly rushed straight into the front of the car, causing the driver to jump in shock for a moment. In the middle of Yellowstone Park, a giant bison suddenly charged and rammed into a car, creating a dangerous, shaking moment. I understand why it's important to give the lions some space, as if you get too close, you'll feel their powerful warning glare. Wild boar suddenly charged into car on the road. Wild encounter recorded by camera. A tiger suddenly attacked a truck in the middle of a jungle safari, creating a breathtaking moment. A wild elephant suddenly attacked a car to grab food, causing the whole car to shake violently. Before my eyes was a wild elephant attacking a car to grab food, leaving everyone silent. It was a real surprise when the bear suddenly angrily charged straight towards the car, surprising everyone. A man in Alaska quickly hid in a shed to avoid a mad moose chasing him. From afar, the angry elephant suddenly charged at the safari guide, causing everyone to panic. This ranger regretted laughing at the rhino when it charged at him. In Brazil, drivers were stunned to discover that a green speed bump was actually a giant South American python slithering across the road. Despite the danger, they stopped and helped it cross safely. Here are the moments when people encounter animals on the roads. Oh my! When the elephant got angry, the whole forest seemed to shake in a moment of power and danger. Two men in Hokkaido were suddenly attacked by a mother bear when their car got between her and her cub. At Kruger National Park, a rhino suddenly charged at a car, creating a breathtaking moment. The giant bison appeared next to his eldest son. How old do you think he is? The lion charged after the car, dust flying and its eyes blazing with hunting fire.
You can't be doing this. Sitting on a road like this is...
In the middle of the road, a rattlesnake suddenly appeared, its tail shaking menacingly.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
A flock of white sheep suddenly poured out, causing traffic chaos. A rhino suddenly attacked a car on the road, causing a series of cars behind to stop in a chaotic traffic jam. Maybe this chicken is too small for the driver's vision, but better safe than sorry? In the middle of the grassland, an African elephant charged into a car and then turned around and ran away, leaving everyone stunned. In Kruger, a curious lion cub approached a car with its windows open, turning the tire into a new chew toy that left everyone watching in awe. Looking over to my side, a herd of cows suddenly scattered across Yellowstone Park. Watch this herd of zebras run in front of a car on the road in Kruger National Park, South Africa. Calm down a bit. The car was being attacked by a pair of sharp poles, but the failed attack only made it angrier. An unusual event occurred early Thursday morning in the city of Concepcion, when 4 stray dogs suddenly jumped out in front of a car, causing the driver to panic and brake suddenly. The angry hippo charges at the car, but the way it stumbles and clumsily does so makes the moment both tense and humorous. An angry bull caused chaos in a small street in Tendilla, Spain, when it suddenly charged into a parked car, pushing it off its perch. Luckily, no one was injured. Oh my God, this is so unpredictable. Can anyone guess what this rhino is up to? It keeps getting closer to the car, its wary eyes making everyone hold their breath. My car was bitten by a lion, explained that to the garage. A cow suddenly charged at a truck in the middle of the highway, causing the driver to panic in a dangerous moment. A lion suddenly charged at a Jeep in the middle of a safari, causing panic among the people inside. The car was surrounded by a pack of tigers, step by step approaching with cold gazes making the air thick with fear. A huge gray wolf crossed the road, its angry eyes and powerful steps sending shivers down the spines of all who witnessed it. I had to stop while driving because 2 mice were fighting in the middle of the road like in an action movie. It was the funniest moment of the day. In South Africa, a white rhinoceros, after a journey of more than 1,000 kilometers, suddenly charged at a truck as it was being lowered, narrowly escaping death for the driver.